Greetings, this is Jim Lindsay. This is a tutorial it's for Apple computer users, and the purpose of this is to show you how to import a theme from one Office file into another. Why might you need this? Well, some of you, as you're working on SAM projects, you're struggling with finding theme files. Some of you are having no trouble at all. Some of you are struggling. I don't know exactly what the reason is. I don't know if there's a specific version of Office on some Apples and another version on others. I mean, I just don't know. The Mac I'm using right now is borrowed. I'm borrowing this one from my wife. She's a midwife. She delivers babies and stuff like that. And so I don't use this thing very much. And so, but I will show you on this thing how to get a theme file from one place and put it into another file. The reason for this is the following. Let me show you Blackboard real quickly. And where you're going to find this is a SAM projects page of one of my classes. I have 3 Blackboard sections. And where you're going to find this, Apple users, is at the bottom of the page, because most people are Windows users. And so I'm going to put this down towards the bottom. You guys are in a minority on this. And so, again, there we go, get this where I can. So where you guys are going to see this file, this folder, it's going to be at the bottom of the page. And you're going to see for Apple users, theme files. When you open this, what you're going to see is the following. And so let me get this to what it's going to look like when you can see it. So you're watching this movie. So good job watching the movie. There are 12 files attached to this thing called theme files. And each one of these theme files goes with one of the projects. There are PowerPoint projects 1, 2, and 3, Word projects 1, 2, 3, and 4, Excel projects 1 through 5. And so I've taken the solution file for each one of these and imported the finished, complete total theme into these files that you see right here. So what you guys can do if you're struggling getting, if you're going to the design tab and you're looking at themes and you're not getting the variants and able to go into theme colors and stuff like that, what you can do is what I'm about to show you. So there is a theme file for each project, and this is, at the end of the day, when you're done doing all the steps, this is what the completed theme would look like. So instead of going through and building these themes one by one, as most students are going to do, you can do this alternate step where you basically pull in the completed theme all together and it places it into the file that you're going to turn in. This is not ideal. This is, you're not going to get to build these themes out in the same way that those other students will, but you'll at least get it to where you can submit this and have the theme there. So this is a workaround. Again, it's something that we can do to make this work. So what I did, I downloaded 3 of these. I downloaded, I believe, PowerPoint 1 theme, Word 2 theme, and Excel 3 theme, just to get pulled down. I pulled down 3 theme files, and I put them into a folder on this computer. Show you which ones I pulled down. I pulled down PowerPoint 1 and Word 2 and Excel 3. So I pulled these guys onto this machine. Now, also in this folder, what you're going to see, you'll see that there are a few files here. And the files that you're seeing, get this guy to resize this so it's not quite so busy. I have 3 files I created. I have my Word example, my Excel example, and my PowerPoint example. I'm going to open these up in just a minute, and what you'll see with each of these examples, it's just like if you started PowerPoint or Word or Excel, and then you just made a blank file, that's what you're getting. Now you guys are going to have your start file, and you'll go through this process with your start file. The process to import a theme is similar, but a little bit different from program to program to program. So I'm going to show you the process in PowerPoint, in Word, and Excel. I'm going to show you once in each of those. And so you may have to come back and watch this again for Word. You may have to come back and watch this again for Excel. But you have all these theme files on Blackboard. You can download PowerPoint 1 theme, Excel 3 theme, whatever one you're having trouble with, you can just go through this process to import its theme. Now, what is a theme? A theme is a collection of colors and fonts and effects that some designer basically thinks look good together. They put that collection of things together, and then as a document is looked at, it looks pretty. And so, it's really easy to see it in PowerPoint. It's a lot harder to see the themes in Word or Excel, because until you get a bunch of stuff on the screen, it doesn't really show up. And so I'll show you PowerPoint first, because it's very dramatic, because it's a very graphic and visual thing anyway. And so I'll show you PowerPoint first, then I'll go to Word, then I'll go to Excel. And so what I'm going to do, so pretend I have this file called My PowerPoint Example. I'm going to open that. And so instead of this being open on your computer, pretend that you have your PowerPoint 1 or PowerPoint 2 or PowerPoint 3 file, whatever, whatever SAM project you're working on, for which you need, you're having trouble finding a theme from the instructions. So we'll let this guy open up. Okay, it's opened up, it's over here. So you can see this is it's just a single slide. Again, you're going to have like a whole, PowerPoint 1 or PowerPoint 2 or PowerPoint 3 start file that is your file. Now, the way that you would get the theme is the following. Go over to the Design tab, and what you'll see is you have this, this collection of themes up here, right? And then over here, you see like the variants part over here. These are like different variations of whichever theme you have selected. But to import a theme, you do the following. So I've got this, if I can hover over the top of this, I get this little down arrow I can click on, right? And get that again so you can see it. So as I get over this main area where the themes are, there's this little arrow that shows up, click on it, and then from there I can browse for themes. So I'm going to browse for a theme, and the file I need is saved in a folder. It's off the desktop, and I need to get to the bottom of this list here. It's at the very bottom, which is not convenient. But in this import demonstration, I have this PPT1 theme. So pretend I'm working on PowerPoint, SAM PowerPoint 1, and I need to get the theme. I browse out to this PPT1 theme.pptx. That's the file that you download, and I apply it. Pulls it in, and boom, there it is. So now if I were to look at this, if I were to look at the, that now that theme, this WISP theme right here, I believe that's what it's called. If I come and I look at the color scheme on this thing, you'll see that the green yellow is selected here. That's the one that you were trying. Some of you are having trouble getting to, right? And so that's the process. Now just save this and just go and I'll save it, and then I continue to do my work. So for you Apple users that can't find, that if it's telling you to use the themes and you can't find the theme, import it like this, and then everything you're going to need is there. Now I'm going to go back to the Home tab here, and I'm going to get some text here. I'll just put some text on the page. And what you'll see then at that point is, as I go to the font color choices, now all this stuff matches up with what's in the instructions, because these accent 1, accent 2, main 1, main 2, and all this stuff, as you hover over the top of these, it kind of tells you which one, like aqua accent 5, green accent 2, background, and so on. These colors are determined by the theme, and so and that's why some of you are missing points as you're working on these projects, because you're turning stuff in that doesn't have the correct theme colors because you're not applying the right theme. Well, here's your solution. So I'm going to close this one. That's how you do it with PowerPoint. You browse out. You go to the Design tab. You get that browse for themes, and you go out to the file that you want to get it from. In this case, it would be PowerPoint 1, and you apply it. Let me go to Word. I'm going to go to my Word example. It's a little bit different in this one, so it may take a moment for it to open. Okay, so Word has opened. Let me make this bigger so you can see it a little bit more easily. So I've got the screen filled up now. Again, pretend this is my start file for Word 1, 2, 3, or 4. I think I'm going to pretend like it's Word 2, Sam Word 2, because I downloaded the Word 2 theme. That's what I'm going to import. And it's hard to tell because there's not a whole bunch of stuff on the screen. But you can still, if you pay attention, if you look closely, you'll see that you've imported the correct theme. You go to Design again, and this time, much like what you're going to see in Excel, over here on the left side of the screen, you've got this little down arrow for themes right here. So again, on the left-hand side of the screen, I'm going to click on Themes, and it shows me a bunch of different themes. Again, these are collections of colors and fonts and effects. And again, I'm going to browse for themes. I'm going to browse for themes, and the one I need is off my desktop here. Go to, I'm sure there's a faster way to do that if you are better with a Mac, but okay, Word 2 theme. So as I do this, what I want you to pay attention to is I'm going to select this one in a second and hit open, but watch this little color square right here. Because once I do this is I think going to change colors, because I'm pretty sure that what I'm about to pull in is a little bit different than what you see there. But that's in Word and Excel. Unless you have a bunch of stuff on the screen, it's really hard to tell whether it worked or not. So I'm going to select this Word 2 theme. And as you watch that little thing right there, I'm about to click this open in 3, 2, 1. So it changed. It got it. It went out and got it. This didn't change a lot. The colors are, and I don't even know on this one exactly how it changes, but it's got the correct, now it has the correct theme. So as I go back to the Home tab and I look at if I can get the ribbon to show up here, basically, like the font colors and stuff like that, it will give me basically the correct palette of colors and effects and what have you. Okay, I got my ribbon back where I could see it. I had to go to View and basically make I had to go up here to the View part and get my ribbon to show up. But as I select text and stuff like that, if I go back to the Home tab here, you'll see now that the colors and stuff are going to be consistent with what Sam is looking for in the finished product here. So that's how you do it in Word. You go to Design, you go to the Design tab, you go to this Themes area, you browse for a theme, you go out to the appropriate theme file, whether that's Word 1, 2, 3, or 4, and you pull in the correct theme. So that's that one. Let me save this guy and close him, and we'll get out of Word. The last one in Excel, it's very similar to Word. It's more like Word than it is PowerPoint. So I'm going to go to my Excel example here, and I'll let him open.